Happy Sabbath, boys and girls. For today's story, we're going to have one of the miracles of Jesus when he was with his disciples on the boat. And so at some point we're going to pretend that this is the boat, but wherever you are, you're going to want to be in a situation where you can sort of move around a little bit. It is participatory, so I'm going to teach you some things that you're going to need to say, and they're also going to learn some things that they need to say. So let's practice a little bit. You ready? So whenever I say boat, you're going to act like you're pulling on the oars, and you're going to say like that. So let's do it. Boat. Okay, very good. So whenever I say disciples, you're going to count as fast as you can to 12. So if I say disciples, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ready? Disciples.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Ready? Disciples.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
All right. Boat. Okay, good. Now there's several things that we're going to say, so don't forget those ones that we just practiced. So we have boat, we have disciples. Whenever I say wind, you're going to go and make as loud a wind sound as you can, okay? Wind. Boat. Disciples.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Wind. Okay, so we got 3 so far. Whenever I say waves, you use your imagination and use your arms and just think about what it would be like to have waves in front of you, okay? Waves. Okay, so what do we have? What's one of them we have so far?
Wind. Disciples.
Disciples.
Boat.
And we did 4, right?
Waves.
Waves, good. Okay, and whenever I say Jesus, you say Christ the Lord, like that. Ready? Jesus.
Christ the Lord.
Okay, now let's practice them in order. Boat.
Creek.
Disciples.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Wind. Waves. Jesus.
Christ the Lord.
Okay, here we go. You ready for the story? So you know what to do right there. Practice it a few times. So here's our story, and while I'm reading, I'm going to emphasize those certain words that we just practiced. The disciples
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
were just exhausted. All day, crowds and crowds of people had been following Jesus,
Christ the Lord.
listening as he taught and watching as he healed the sick. Now the sun was beginning to set over the Sea of Galilee. Seeing how tired his disciples were,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Jesus
Christ the Lord.
said, "Let's get in a boat
Creek.
and go over to the other side of the lake. It would be good for all of them to get away from the crowd for a while." The disciples
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
rowed away from the shore while Jesus
Christ the Lord.
went to the front of the boat and lay down on a cushion. The waves lapped gently, now we have gentle waves, against the side of the boat,
Creek.
lulling Jesus into a peaceful sleep. But suddenly a wind began to blow dark clouds across the sky. The waves weren't so gentle anymore. Then the little boat began to pitch and rock. The disciples
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
began to get a little worried. But Jesus
Christ the Lord.
still lay sleeping in the front of the boat. The boat.
Creek.
Okay. Then the wind grew stronger and stronger still. The spray from the waves got the disciples
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
all wet. This was getting to be a bad storm, but Jesus
Christ the Lord.
still lay sleeping in the front of the boat. The boat.
Creek.
By the time the fishing boat
Creek.
reached the center of the lake, the wind had turned into an angry gale that whipped the waves so high that they washed over the boat.
Freak!
The disciples
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
were
11, 12.
terrified. They thought they might drown. But Jesus
Christ the Lord.
still lay sleeping in the front of the boat.
Freak!
Finally, someone went and shook Jesus.
Master, don't you carefully drown?
And so he did it louder because Jesus was still sleeping.
Master, don't you carefully drown?
So Jesus woke up, he looked around, and he listened to the howling wind. He felt the cold, stinging spray as waves crashed over the little boat.
Creak!
He saw the fear in the faces of his disciples.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Then Jesus stood
Christ the Lord.
stood and stretched out his hands and said to the wind and the waves, "Peace, be still." And so the wind was quiet and the waves were still. Then he asked the disciples,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
"Why are you so afraid? Where is your faith?" Jesus,
Christ the Lord.
who had his power over the wind and the waves, shows that he has power over you. And the winds and the waves and the storm that we have in our lives, Jesus is able to calm them. So Jesus asked his disciples a question, "Where is your faith?" Were they really worried? Were you guys worried with all the wind and the waves? Were you a little bit worried? You had to pretend, right? You know, in our lives we have wind and we have waves and we have storms all around us. But we have to remember that Jesus is always with us. And we have to have faith that he is able to calm the winds and to calm the storms in our lives so that we don't have to be afraid. Well, I hope you enjoyed this message brought to us by Gabriel and Christian. And have a blessed Sabbath. God is with us.